Hey Dramatics, welcome back to my channel. So, despite me doing some off-roading with my last review of Undercover Affair, but no regrets, I've been trying to right some negligent wrongs I've been doing with a lot of my drama watching lately. So, last year, or maybe even more than that, I had randomly started watching this drama, then I just dropped it. Don't even ask me why, I have no idea why I did. So, I finally just picked it back up and finally finished it. Well, I had to rewatch it and then, to knock some dust off of my memory and then finish it. But was Night of Love with You worth the revisit? I'll let you know with a few spoilers too. So what happened was, this 2022 drama has Luo Saya Ning playing Chi-Chi. She's a comic book character that goes from story to story playing second female leads who are mainly villains. When the comic book center sends her to a new story called Night of Love with You, she discovers a glitch where instead of playing the usual secondary role, she's playing Luo Qing, the female lead. Usually a story like this would play automatic, meaning that the characters will play their parts without free will. But since there's a glitch in the Matrix, things don't quite go as written. And Chi-Chi, now Luo Qing, has full consciousness and remembers everything of her past character parts. Also, she's already loaded with information about the plot and the characters involved. With that, Luo Qing is still tasked to move the story plot along despite the error, which involves getting with the male lead, Mu Na Chen, played by Luo Yan-kun. But an unfortunately timed entrance into the story has Luo Qing knock Mu Na Chen out to where he's in a coma, which I don't think was a part of the original story. On top of that, she's marked for death by the second female lead of the piece, Song Ruo Yin, played by Pu Tu Tong. And this girl, y'all, is a Terminator. Song Ruo Yin will stop at nothing, and I mean nothing, y'all, until Luo Qing is dead. Why? Because she's the typical side character crazy. But she's even crazier because that's what the plot calls for. But she goes completely off script later on. I mean, you think she's crazy already at the beginning of the story? Y'all wait until the teen episodes. While the main lead of the story is out of commission, the person who she keeps getting embroiled with is the second male lead and villain of the comic book story, Lung Yehan, played by Guan Yue. Through their interactions of being drawn together, no pun intended, they proceed to fall for each other, which will also have catastrophic consequences as the story goes along. Now, even though I had put this story down some time ago, there were actually some things that still stuck with me. I believe that this was the first trapped in a story drama that I had seen. Chi-Chi is baffled that she's dropped into a role that she's never played before. Since she's our avatar in this comic book world, I love the fourth wall break she has, especially in regards to the heroine's backstory and how much the odds are stacked against her. And y'all, they are ridiculous. Okay, here's some for you. So, Luo Qing is orphaned, okay? And she's saddled with her parents' $1 million debt. Okay. Secondly, Luo Qing dropped out of college to care for her younger brother. And I'm not talking about a 10-year-old. Y'all, this is her younger twin brother. Younger by 6 minutes and some change. And she's working multiple jobs to put this dude through college. I'm like, are you kidding me? This could not be me. I would not be that one. Because you and I are the same age, and you're telling me you cannot work for any... the misogyny. Thirdly, Luo Qing has a congenital heart defect that can only be tempered or pretty much cured at the moment with anyone with the Mu family genes. And no, I am not making this up. And on the other side of this, here's another side anecdote for this. So, Mu Nanchen, the main guy of the story that they're in, he cannot touch any females. I'm not sure if that goes the same with his mom. I think with his mom is fine, but he cannot for some reason touch any women. Don't know why, and that is not really explored. So, but he can only touch Lu Qing. She's the only one who is safe for him to touch. So, also with bringing up all of this with the whole kissing thing is that, of course, she can kiss Mu Chen, but also Lung Yehan, who is the illegitimate child of the Mu family. So, and then on top of all of this, what she was already told by the comic book center gods of modern arts, or whoever they are, that not only at the end of the story, the whole climax is that she was destined to be stabby on her wedding day by the antagonist, Long Yehan. And this is not much of a spoiler, really. They give you all these details up front right as Chi-Chi is about to go into this story. And I love how observant she is about how wholesome and virtuous this heroine is. But with all these odds stacked against her, as she has no money, apparently no taste in clothes, and she just thinks like, you know, the life of a heroine absolutely sucks. Because with you being a villain, you get to be a little bit spicy. No, you don't get the man half the time, but at least you get some spicy roles, and you're not just a freaking pushover like Lu Qing is written to be in the story. Another side note that Chi-Chi had noticed in this character plot that we've also seen in other dramas, that how are you so poor or barely scraping by? Yeah, you have the nicest and coolest apartment there is. There is no way you could afford that on your budget. Like, get out of here. I know that's like a suspension of disbelief and stuff, but I'm like, come on. I would say mostly that's probably more in Korean and Chinese dramas I see that in, but in Japanese dramas, when they say someone's cramped quarters and broke, that usually shows it. So, the dichotomy. So, she even calls out some things that happen, like Lu Qing having the heart palpitations is due to when the plot calls for it. I just love the acknowledgement of plot convenience, because you see that not only in just Asian dramas, you see that in romance media in general. So Chi-Chi, having had experience with being a villain a lot of times, is cunning in her dealings with Long Yehan. After all, plotting to a means isn't her first rodeo, even if being the female lead is. The liberties she takes with the plot are hilarious. She blackmails her way into Long Yehan's apartment, deliberately messing up or breaking his stuff. I would have thrown that girl out, but he takes it all in stride, rolling off his shoulders like it's nothing. There was this one part when he threatens to undress in front of her because she had put some kind of gunk in his shower head, and so it was just shooting out this oily stuff, but the bathtub worked fine, and so to call her bluff, he started stripping a little bit in front of her. She retreats and she backs off, but y'all, she comes back with a chair and sunflower seeds. After saying how being the second female lead, she never gets to experience that whole trope of walking in on the male lead while he's undressing or about to shower or anything like that. So she's like, I'm about to literally eat this up, but he throws her out so she doesn't get to see Jack. I also love the storybook rules that are in place here. If a character isn't supposed to go to a certain place, then they run into an invisible wall that they can't get past. When the story gets into motion, characters find themselves constrained by what the scene calls for, either saying lines as written or performing actions against their will. If there's any resistance from those characters, especially you see that more from Long Yehan, it will glitch out, and it reminds me a lot of Aha's Take On Me video, and I know you guys know what it is, and so I thought that was a fascinating touch. Also, y'all, I love the soundtrack to this drama. The intro theme, The Last, was a song by our leading man of the drama, Guan Yue, which I believe is a perfect fit. There's also a female vocal version of it too, which rings a lot sweeter, but I think I like his version better, maybe because I also like the rarity of hearing things from a male's point of view, so that's also very cool. Other songs I really like is My Boy. Oh, y'all, it's a bop. Please listen to it, it's a bop. This song, The Best Character, will get you all up in your emotions and really hits hard about the plight going on with these two. And the lyrics be giving away everything. As y'all know, in other dramas they do. So just beware when listening and reading in. It's just a wonderful soundtrack that's going into my OST rotation on both my personal list and on this channel. So Go On Yue and Leo Saya Noon, they have great chemistry together. I just wish the drama wasn't so short so we can enjoy it more. So when it comes to their acting choices, of course, Go On Yue is pretty much acting stereotypical villainous, especially in the first few episodes, but you can tell like him just gradually being curious about her and softening up, especially when she's up there like displaying all her villainous characteristics right back to him because she has the free will to do so, and that's all her character has ever done. So I really enjoyed their dynamics, but I also wonder if there was, since they play so well off with each other, it makes me wonder if there will ever be a chance of some sort of follow-up with this one, even an unofficial sequel. I don't know. And I'm not trying to give too much away about the ending, but the reason I bring this up is that with this being a mini drama, there were just so many questions even I couldn't suss out. Maybe someone in the comments can fill in the gaps for me. Like, surely Chi-Chi is not the only traveling character in this comic book universe. And I'm not trying to talk about multiverse stuff, like we're already past that in so many ways, but are all the characters assembled to play a part in these different stories, or do they stay? I'm thinking it's probably like the latter of them just being a part of these different stories, and they just travel from story to story, but we never really get that answer as concisely as I wish. It's kind of left a little like vague. But if that was the case, then it would be neat for these characters to go into other comics seamlessly, and maybe, but probably if they were to go there, they wouldn't be as sentient because there's no glitch. So I don't know, but it would be neat if they were to try and find each other in another story, and that would be like a follow-up or a sequel to see if they can find each other again. But that's just me just speculating, just throwing something out there. So this one's produced by Tencent, which I watched on YouTube. It's a mini drama that's 24 episodes of an average of 10 to 15 minutes each. So here are all the places that I found it and where you can watch, and again, wherever you go, VPNs are your friend. So they've also compiled the vids into a movie version, which is, I believe, over 3 hours long. I watched a few seconds into it, and I can see that from the minute that I watched, they had already removed quite a bit of stuff just to keep it concise. It's worth watching every bit of it in full if you can from episode to episode, but that's just coming from someone who wants to watch the drama in full. Also, there's going to be more spoilers I'm covering in a dramatic afterthought video. This is just me just getting my fangirl yayas out, because there's just so much, especially in the later half of the episodes, that I'm like, I just have to talk about and express because I love them so much. It makes the drama so much of a payoff to me, but that's just me wanting to just fangirl off to the side, like I said. But you can find that video now because I uploaded these at the same time. My rating for this drama is 4.1 glitches out of 5 glitches. It was great, witty, and compelling, but left too much out that really needed to be fully explained. But I got the initial groundwork of what was laid down. And I'm not sure if this would have benefited from being like a slightly longer drama, maybe bumped it up to like a 25-30 minute drama. I don't know if that would have been better for it, because the fast pace got the job done, but there's just so many other like mechanics that was just not fully sketched out, which it probably would have benefited from for a longer runtime, especially what goes on outside the comic book world. That would have been also an interesting thing to see. Please like and subscribe. Stay a while. And let me know down below if you've seen this drama and what your impression of it is. I've given you mine, but hey, it's just a thought.